4, Lesson 12, the sixth house. The sixth house is traditionally thought of as the house of servants and of your day-to-day work environment and health habits. Although few of us have servants in today's society, we do hire people to work on our vehicles, fix our washing machines, and to fix things around our houses. All of these relationships are represented by this house. This is also the house that shows you how to take care of your body and that you were born with. Do you exercise and eat right? This will be shown here. What are your work habits like? This too will be shown here. The sun in the sixth house. The sun represents life and vitality. It is leadership without aggression. It is the central focus of a person's life, their identity, ego, and what they are consciously striving to become. When the sun is in the sixth house, the chief focus of your life revolves around work and habits. This solar position would indicate the person that studies up on how to take care of their health and then forms habits that will keep for the rest of their lives. Here is also the person who studies up on the best way of doing something at work and then forms another set of habits that revolve around all of that. The sun in this house means that the focus of the person's life is to get all the details of living sorted out and then to form strong habits around that knowledge. As an example, let us use the sun in Aquarius in the sixth house. The sun is teaching you that you must learn to radiate your life and vitality, the sun, and to express your life's path, the sun, through learning what works best with regards to caring for your physical body and what works best on the job. Then the forming of comprehensive habits of doing the best job possible in both of these areas of life, the sixth house. The details of how you do this are Aquarius in nature. This means that you have advanced, innovative ideas on how the day-to-day living should proceed, Aquarius. You might be the inventor that is constantly thinking up new, innovative inventions to make day-to-day life easier for all of us. Spend some time using the above keyword method to think about what the sun in the other zodiacal signs in the sixth house would be like. Write down your own thoughts about all of this, starting with the sun in Aries in the sixth house. Read what you have written on this, then close your eyes and go into a short contemplation and see what else comes to you. Continue with the rest of the sun positions through the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. See what else you can come up with for a richer, deeper experience. Then spend the rest of the day with the thought gently in the back of your mind of the meanings of the sun in all the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. The moon in the sixth house. The moon represents gut instincts, the subconscious, emotions, and your intimate self. It is your inner life that only people close to you get to experience. It's that private part that is only revealed behind closed doors. The moon reflects the unguarded part of you that acts on instinct, the part of you that comes out in a crisis. It represents the qualities that you fall back on in order to restore your sense of emotional security. It represents all the little habits that are so comforting. As an example, let us use the moon in Virgo in the sixth house. The moon is teaching you that you must learn to instinctively express the emotional, irrational, and intimate parts of your being, the moon, when you form your health and work habits, sixth house. The details of how you do this are Virgo in nature. This means that you like to form your daily habits based upon precise and highly detailed examinations of your needs, Virgo. You would be someone that felt emotionally about the habits that you form and would not like to change them in any way unless your emotions are aroused. It could also indicate that your health was affected by your emotional state. Spend some time using the above keyword method to think about what the moon and the other zodiacal signs in the sixth house would be like. Write down your own thoughts about all of this, starting with moon in Aries in the sixth house. Read what you've written on this, then close your eyes and go into a short contemplation and see what else comes to you. Continue with the rest of the moon positions to the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. See what else you can come up with for a richer, deeper experience. Then spend the rest of the day with the thought gently in the back of your mind of the meanings of the moon and all the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. Mercury in the sixth house. Mercury concerns the mind and the way you mentally put your perceptions of the world together. It determines how you formulate ideas and share them with others. Your speech patterns, communication styles, sense of humor, and quickness of thought are all indicated by Mercury. When Mercury is in the sixth house, your quick intellectual methods of thought, communication, and your sense of humor revolve around your health and work habits. Your mind would constantly be focused on ever better methods of doing things in your day-to-day world. As an example, imagine that you have Mercury in Taurus in the sixth house. Mercury is teaching you that you must learn to communicate, Mercury, and express intellectual intelligence, Mercury, when you are forming your day-to-day habits in work and health matters, sixth house. The details of how you do this are Taurus in nature. This means that you would use plain common sense and a down-to-earth practical thought process when you consider the habits you intend to adopt in your day-to-day life. Once you have established habits in this area, it would be virtually impossible for you to alter them. Taurus. Spend some time using the above keyword method to think about what Mercury and the other zodiacal signs in the sixth house would be like. Write down your own thoughts about all of this, starting with Mercury and Aries in the sixth house. Read what you've written on this, then close your eyes and go into a short contemplation, and see what else comes to you. Continue with the rest of the Mercury positions through the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. See what else you can come up with for a richer, deeper experience. Then spend the rest of the day with the thought gently in the back of your mind of the meanings of Mercury and all the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. Venus in the sixth house. Venus is concerned with romance, relating, friendship, beauty, harmony, attraction, passions, and art. Look to Venus to show how you experience and share beauty and love. Venus represents how you love and also the love dish that you are to others. Venus acts as a muse that leads you towards your passions. You see the poignancy and the richness of life, and in return, you can bring forth a personal expression of it through an art form. When Venus is in the sixth house, the formation of habits at work and in your daily health routines become infused with pleasure and beauty. This position would represent the type of person that would have flowers on their desk at work, beautiful pictures around, and would want to create beautiful, harmonious relationships with coworkers and bosses. At home, there would be plenty of pretty cosmetics, as well as beauty and bath products in the bathrooms as part of their daily beautification routines. As an example, imagine that you have Venus and Libra in the sixth house. Venus is teaching you that you need to create beautiful surroundings and to establish loving, harmonious relationships with your coworkers and bosses. Sixth house. The details of how you do this are Libra in nature. This means that you would use balanced, harmonious methods when dealing with others in your day-to-day life. People at work would think of you as wonderfully fair, charming, and a beautiful person. At home, your bathroom would be filled with hundreds of beauty products and would be used as part of your overall beauty regime. Spend some time using the above keyword method to think about what Venus and the other zodiacal signs in the sixth house would be like. Write down your own thoughts about all of this, starting with Venus and Aries in the sixth house. Read what you've written on this, then close your eyes and go into a short contemplation and see what else comes to you. Continue with the rest of the Venus positions through the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. See what else you can come up with for a richer, deeper experience. Then spend the rest of the day with a thought gently in the back of your mind of the meanings of Venus and all the zodiacal signs of the houses. Mars in the sixth house. Mars is a primal force that generates action. It is a courageous energy that takes risks or stands up for itself. It's the hot-blooded aggressive impulse that strikes out or defends the helpless, Mars is raw vitality and assertion. When Mars is in the sixth house, you would be very good at forming exercise habits, running, going to the gym, to work out with weights, and martial arts practices. All of these activities would appeal to you and would become a regular part of your health routines. At work, you may tend towards argumentative and aggressiveness in your drive to establish habits and in the way you want things to be done. This would cause others to want to put up shields of protection against you. As an example, imagine that you have Mars in Scorpio in the sixth house. Mars is teaching you that you need to learn to be courageous, aggressive, and impulsive, Mars, when you interact with your coworkers and then forming your health routines, sixth house. The details of how you go about doing this are Scorpio in nature. What this means is that you would have a very intense and powerful emotional Scorpio need to have things your way in all of your daily routines. People that you work with may be a little afraid of crossing you in even the smallest way. When you exercise, you put everything you have into it with an obsessive intensity that would be daunting to others. Spend some time using the above keyword method to think about what Mars and the other zodiacal signs in the sixth house would be like. Write down your own thoughts about all of this, starting with Mars and Aries in the sixth house. Read what you've written on this, then close your eyes and go into a short contemplation and see what else comes to you. Continue with the rest of the Mars positions through the zodiacal signs in the sixth house. See what else you can come up with for a richer, deeper experience. Then spend the rest of the day with the thought gently in the back of your mind of the meanings of Mars in all of the zodiacal signs in the sixth house.